When I first started, I was all over the place. One day I'll talk about this, the next day I'll talk about that, the next day I'm talking about migrating, the next day I'm talking about my journey, I was all over the place, and that was so confusing for my audience. It didn't really give them reasons enough to follow me, to subscribe to my channel, because one day you're coming and you're thinking, I'm following or I'm subscribing because Florence does migration. And then the next thing I'm talking about cooking. The next thing I'm talking about a day that I've spent with my kids. And part and parcel of the feedback that changed the way I create came from my YouTube coaches. They sat me down, they thoroughly spoke to me about the importance of dishing down, the importance of, number one, the audience knowing what my channel is about, the importance even for the algorithm to know which audience to suggest my videos to. So that was quite important. It took me a bit of time to really implement the ideas, implement the suggestions, implement the advice that I was getting. But as soon as I started to really implement the niching down advice, I began to see growth. I began to see consistency in the way people were subscribing and even giving feedback, and even the questions that they were asking, because they started to have an idea of what my channel was about. I do remember one of the most brutal advices that I got from my social media coach. Big shout out to him, Mark Zoro. He said to me, Florence, I think you need to turn some of the videos that you have put out there, especially the ones with your children, the ones where you're going about your personal business, cooking and stuff, because your channel isn't about the things that you want to bring to your audience, isn't about that. I was so heartbroken because those were videos that were so dear to me, and I was so excited when I shared to them, but these were causing confusion to my subscribers, confusion to even the algorithm itself, to which people should it be suggesting my videos to. 1 minute is about me playing with my kids in the park, doing a picnic with my kids, and then the next minute we are talking migration. So how that affected my growth was so huge. But I had to, if you are with a coach and they're giving you advice, these are people who have worked with so many people, these are people who have coached so many people, especially when it comes to content creation. So I had to follow the advice, I had to implement the advice, and I saw growth, I saw change. Hello, a big welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about one of the things that changed the way I create my videos and the way I share my content on this platform. And this is the power of niching down. If you are one person who struggles with what is it that I want to share today, what should I talk about, what do my audience prefer, what should I do for growth, then this video is for you. As we are celebrating 1 year of being on YouTube and posting consistently, weekly, every 3 days we do share a video. So stay tuned as I share what worked for me and what continues to work for me, especially as a starter content creator. So let's get right into it. Initially, I started off trying all sorts of content, sharing just everything. But then when I sat down and looked at patterns, I realized that each time I would share about my journey as a migrant, my journey abroad, my journey into the NHS, my journey relocating as a caregiver, my journey quitting engineering to join the caregiving sector, my journey writing IELTS, I noticed that people interacted, I noticed that people commented, I noticed that people asked questions in the comments, and I knew that's where I was meant to be. I knew that's what people were most interested about my life. That's what people wanted to know from me. That's the kind of things that people were interested in, and I began to know that that was my niche. Those were the things that I was meant to focus. If you are a starter creator, always pay attention to these things. Always pay attention to how your videos will be doing with regards to this. By niching down, I'm not saying people should stop being so creative, because as a creator, you're an all-rounder as a person. I always share this with my creator colleagues who are in our support group. If you're watching this video and you're Zimbabwean, please do reach out to us if you're an upcoming creator and you want to join our support group of creators, where we share, critique, give ideas and support each other as creators. I am one of the admins in that group, so reach out in the comments and I will find a way of reaching out to you, and I can direct you to the platform where we can support you, where we can grow our community of creators. So niching down doesn't mean you are stopping being creative. One of the things that I realized is when you niche down, you're focused on a certain bigger overall umbrella goal, but within there you can introduce other things. I'll give you an example. I do talk about life in the diaspora, life abroad, but here I am sharing with you my content creation journey, how things are going, and the challenges that I face, or the growth strategies that I implemented in my journey. These are things of interest even to my viewers. These are things that are of interest even to people who do other things, who are creating even something that is so different from what I do. So by niching down, it doesn't mean you don't share other facets of your life. You find a way of blending them in. You find a way of layering in. Find a way of introducing them subtly within your bigger goal, your bigger niche. So I'll give you other examples as well to say I talk about life in the diaspora, I talk about migration, I talk about opportunities. But recently I've been sharing my IELTS journey. That blends well with life abroad. That's one of the branches of relocation. It's one of the fingers in an arm of relocation, because IELTS does complement migration. You cannot relocate to English-speaking countries without your IELTS. So for those of you who have questions about niching down, you can always introduce other things. But specifically for growth, especially in initial stages when you want to cross over the 1,000 subscriber mark, you have to be consistent with a certain niche, a niche that people can follow, a niche that people can relate to, a niche that is easier for the algorithm to recommend your videos to a certain audience. Here are a few lessons that I want to share with you about what niching down taught me really on my content creation journey. Niching down brings clarity in terms of my viewers know what they are coming for. When they come across my channel, they already know she talks relocation, she talks life abroad, she talks life in the diaspora, she talks opportunities. So it's easier for them to connect. The second thing, connectivity. People will watch certain kind of content, or people that know you from certain platforms, even people that know you from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, they sort of quickly can quickly relate with what you're putting out even on YouTube when you have niched down, when you have established yourself as a creator for a certain niche. I'll give an example of myself. I talk life in the diaspora, I talk life abroad, I talk relocation. So a lot of people do connect so easily with me, connect easily with my content, connect easily with what I do on these platforms, and it has contributed so much in my growth, in my confidence building, in me becoming confident sharing my content. So it does help, especially for a starter, to niche down, and you will begin to branch out as you grow. You begin to diversify, you will begin to layer and introduce certain other niches and sub-niches and sub-content. The third thing that happened since I focused on niching down and was focused on a certain way of connecting my audience was I started seeing growth. I was very intentional about what I was putting out there. I was intentional about what I was sharing. I was intentional about what I wanted my audience to feed on. And it paid off, because I started seeing growth. I started seeing an increase in subscribers, increase in feedback, increase in people that were commenting and liking my videos, which is quite motivating. Of course, by saying growth, like I said, and I always continue to say it, YouTube is a slow game. YouTube is a long-term game. So I'm not one of those who have viral videos, but it exceeds my expectation when 100 people come to watch my videos. For me, that's something, because at the end of the day, I look at what my purpose is. And like I said, I always think of my purpose being, I want to change lives. I want to have people believing in what I stand for and what I'm putting out there, which is I want people to believe in relocation, because relocation changed my life in a big way. Bigger than I thought, bigger than I expected. My family's life has changed. My own life has changed. My dreams, my focus have changed. My confidence has changed. So for me, that's the goal at the end of the day, and I believe so much in that. So that's the growth I'm talking about. So my advice would be, if you are starting out, experiment. Don't shy away from experimenting, trying out different things. Try out different niches, different topics, different subjects to experiment with your audience. However, in your experimenting, in your trying out, always pay attention to what your audience are giving feedback to, what their questions are, what their comments are, how they are watching. That's your cue to say you're in the rightful direction and you are giving them what they are expecting or what they are looking for. Of course, when you play around with a niche, it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't make it any easy. Sticking to a particular subject or sticking to a particular topic or particular I don't know what I can say, but it takes discipline, it takes intent, it takes you being very intentional, very patient, because it's very easy to see other people doing so well in their different niches, but always remember what your purpose and what your comfort zone is at the end of the day. That will be my advice if you're starting off on YouTube and you're really experimenting on your niche. Sometimes it could be a few people really reacting to the content that you're putting out. Respect that, follow that, polish that up, and you will begin to see growth. For me, really finding a niche really gave me a sense of purpose, direction, and a sense of really speaking to a certain particular audience, not feeling like I'm just rambling about, I'm fumbling about, trying everything or speaking to nobody. So I don't know what that would do for you, but I would say just be raring to go, just do it. I've seen so much growth in myself, and it makes it easier for me to create when now that I've been doing a certain specific niche for over a year. And also it has made it easier for me to try out other platforms like TikTok. I wasn't on TikTok, but once I was so established in my niche where I talk about life in the diaspora, life abroad, it gave me the confidence to really start pursuing other platforms, pursuing a certain brand in which I want people to know me by. I see where I'm going as far as content creation is concerned. And also the other advantage as well, now that I've done a whole year with the same niche, I find it very easy for me to just sit in my car and start talking about a certain subject, or just sit down in my chair and just create a video and put it out there. It has made life so easier for me, and for that I'm grateful, and I'm challenging you to trial it. If you are a starter creator, trial it out and see how that works out for you. Guys, that's all I had for you in this video, and I wish you happy content creation, and see you in the next one. And if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Let's do this journey together. Let's create content, let's create brands, let's create the future together. Bye for now.